Hello and welcome to Greyhound Night. We have got St. Marie Dumont today. It is going to be a great game with plenty of good teams playing with us tonight. We have got Finns Let Loose, we've got Goff, we've got a mixed sort of Let Looses 38 Greyhound squad. We've got HRN as well playing on the Allies team. And then onto the Axis, we've got HTD, we've got Wataha, we've got NZN, we've got 91st Panzer Grenadier, 250H, Greyhounds again, and that might be all. 126, of course. We've got the French clan playing alongside some BC members. So it's gonna be a fun game today with the dugout as our centre point. Taking a quick look at the map, we've got Le Grand Chemin and Breakcourt Battery moving into the dugout, into Hamlet, and then into the corner. I definitely think this map layout favours the Allies right now. Hamlet is not a fun one to defend, in my opinion. I don't think it's fun. It's incredibly difficult to root people out. There's plenty of ways into the point. Whereas Breakcourt Battery, pretty easily to defend. Actually, it's not too bad. I quite like defending Breakcourt Battery. We're certainly going to see plenty of plays in this map. Certainly, if we're looking at sort of the dugout fighting into Breakcourt Battery, we'll see these areas being contested pretty quickly, I would suspect. And if we see the dugout into Hamlet, we're going to see the classic sort of three-pronged attack, maybe not that final one, but something coming in from this side. As we see a fairly big fight over this area here to try and defend the dugout. It's Greyhound Night though. We've got a couple of different rules in play today compared to your usual 49s v 49s. We've got one artillery gun for each team, and we can see the Allies are using it with the Finns Let Loose Pensy on the gun, and then we've hopefully we're going to be seeing the Germans over here utilising the gun as well. We've got Ari from the Greyhounds, Ari 47. Is going to be manning the guns for the Germans. So they are unkillable, untouchable, no more, no less can be played in terms of artillery. But also a different rule from the usual is that no nodes can be destroyed. So there's going to be no taking down of nodes. Once the nodes are built, the nodes are done. Let's check the Allies. They look pretty good. They're at 60 out of 60. That's going to stay that way for a long time now, for the rest of the game at least. They're not going to be going down at all. All of those nodes naturally built in the HQ sector. Taking a quick look as we fly over the top of dugout, we see the Allies actually making a pretty good start and a good opening here. Turbo Jurgen there on top of the truck. They're going to stop inside this little compound. And a load of players are going to be hopping out of that. That doesn't get them into the strong point though. So, what we're seeing is Finns Let Loose are right in the mix here, right in the strong point, and they're starting to cap the point. The truck is making a quick dash down the road, though. Go on, keep driving, Alex. Maybe turn around. You could catch a fair few. See a big artillery strike there coming down, hitting inside that compound. Doesn't kill anyone, though. We're seeing just a little bit of contest over on this western side of the map as well. Certainly, the strong point control is in the hands of Finns Let Loose here. This being the dugout, though, that's not the only place you have to contest. There's plenty of other places we're going to have to go look at. We can see we've got two squads out here from the Allies up against just the one 250H squad. So that's going to leave AA Network totally in the control of the Allies here, and potentially even five ways with Athens up there as well. So not too many people contesting that. In fact, this is looking really, really good here for the Allies. If they can just stop any more players getting across to this western side of the map, then actually they're going to be in really good shape. So quick, Gwet there, he's going to try and get himself across that field, but he's immediately being shot at, so that's going to not happen for him. Woods is pretty well progressed there from HTD, but Alex is still alive, and actually they've totally wiped this front line out. There's nothing in the triangle compound here, which is going to leave plenty of open space. In fact, I mean, if we take a look at this, the Axis really do not have many players forward here. They're bringing the Lukes forward. However, that's not too much. You know, there's not Just one looks pretty vulnerable, and this garrison here, woof, that's in an open field. No way. No way. They're not going to get away with this one. That's going to get camped for sure. There's no doubt about that one. In fact, actually, you might even be able to see it from Grain Feeder over there. I think you can probably just see players spawning on Grain Feeder. A little bit of contest happening, and a cap, in fact, over at the Hamlet. Let's take a look at what's going on at Hamlet. Looks like maybe it's just sector cap. Where's the sector? It's the Stuart. The Stuart's rolling around here in the centre of this one. So, the Stuart running around, he's certainly going to do some damage if he can in this back line here. So let's keep just one eye on the Stuart. Haven't seen a medium tank yet for either team, but it's surely out there. They must be running one. Oppen there gets away with it and is certainly making a dash away from that Stuart. Garrison mark goes up in the middle of an empty field. I'm not too sure about that one, but the artillery mark there from Mike's squad, while not seeing anyone, you know, it's not going to be hitting anyone. It is in a good location. That is a pretty common point to come through as they look to take control of the sort of grain feeder area there. Finns at least total control over this point, and in fact HRN now getting bodies over onto this western side to be able to just pin them in over there. Not going to allow any sneaky plays across that field. Finns at least progressed really nicely. In fact, Polle there from Finns at least, squad leader, and his crew already at the border sector, which is great work from them. I don't even know how they managed to get that. Probably a bit of an open field run from them. Blumenker there also making his way forward, the Greyhound's squad leader. Looks like Athens is holding back to control Five Ways just a little bit, but the only contest he's got is Calgon in that recon squad, so they should be able to handle this one. A fairly big deployment back to the Hamlet, though, has caused all sorts of pressure for them, because they're now going to struggle to get back out of Hamlet, and that's the real problem that you can face when you start defending it. It's difficult to kind of position yourself to get back out of that zone. Axis artillery is landing within the strong point, but obviously they're not going to be spawning too many players there. They do have the garrison. The artillery mark looks like it's just off the garrison, meaning spawns should be all good to go. That Lux is pretty well marked there, as was the medium tank that they had hidden in the back, but in fact actually that medium tank's still hanging around there. Looks like he's taking shots at something. Let's take a quick look down here. He killed the Stuart. Looks like he's shooting ghosts though. There's certainly no infantry up there, and the Stuart's already dead. Finns at least up close and personal with this hated squad though. Dr. Dolphin needs to hold his angle here. Takes down K-Main. Starts to take some shots though. It's a 1v3 here. Takes down Horst as well. Nice play from him. Sanko goes down to someone else, and Jarza goes down from Dr. Dolphin. Fantastic play there from Dr. Dolphin. Actually, really nice hold-up play from him. And that has bought them tons of room, and that's going to stop anyone coming quickly back into that zone. Looks like we've got this Greyhounds-led German squad pushing forward. They're pretty tightly packed here, looking to control this compound here, just to our south. I don't actually know if this has got a name, to be honest with you. I'd probably call it pallets, but I'm not too sure what the common name for this area is. They are getting picked off fairly quickly, though, actually. Heisenberg there getting a good angle, and Delru holding off as well. Artillery mark comes in from the Allied artillery. That's going to be a bit of a pain for the hated squad if they don't move their outpost forward, but I suspect we'll probably see their outpost up in ruins fairly soon. The Luke's still alive, but he's making a bit of a dive here. Potentially he's waiting, looking to go get his first Panther of the game. Certainly, he's going to come up against the first 76 though, and he's got no chance. No chance when the 76 starts rolling out. That's a quick 76 up from the Allies. You know what, I've never noticed that the tanks actually leave marks on the ground. I've only got 2,000 hours in the game. Who knew that the tanks left marks on the ground, hey? Not me. Total control over this area though, and in fact this garrison looks like it's going to be even more precarious any second now, really. It's left out in the open, and the hated guys are trying to get off of it, but HRN, Finns at Loose are closing in pretty quick. Guys. What is this? You get to get away from each other. Stop holding hands. You two, come on. Why are you holding hands so much? What is this? Why are you... Guys, you couldn't leave each other for a minute, I'm sure. Just stealing kills. Is that a Thompson as well? Oh, a bit of a novel weapon to be using. That full squad's been wiped, though, from BC and Hated. They're, you know, this garrison is looking ropey. A rocket from Maid goes out, doesn't kill anyone. But they've absolutely seen this garrison now. All three of those guys are down. And the rocket comes in slightly too high from Theory. Second time's the charm, though, maybe? Maybe you're going to get the rocket out. Let's see, got to hit it. Yes, direct hit. Very nice indeed from Theory. So that's this flank wrapped up already. I mean, this is crucial, really. I mean, this has been a quick play for the... I've just realised my my top killers thing is not going to be all right because the page refreshed. So let me just scroll down. There you go. Top killers up on the page now. Always difficult to remember all of the little bits and pieces we've got going on here. So taking a look at the map right here, just as it is, we can see that we do have a good control from Hated over this compound. This is the compound they would have been wanting to control in this early game, though, because it's so far progressed. This is going to allow this Axis team, you can see them all, or so the Allies team already, they're starting to make their way towards Hugo's farm. And once you start losing Hugo's farm, that's catastrophic to any sort of aggression you can mount. Because now if I grab the full map here, we can get a bit of a better picture of that one. So as we said, good control over this. They'd want control over that. And this is going to allow the Allies control over Hugo's farm. And the reason why you want to make sure that you can keep control of Hugo's is because of this. They can just really get aggressive into this attack point here. And once you've done that, the entire cap sector is in your control. We can see the garrison here protecting 5 ways. So that's going to be nice and easy for you to be able to control from that one. Though they have just lost a garrison down here. Looks like there's a pretty good fight going on, actually. I'm going to ping because I can. Let's go check this one out. Plenty of people down here. Suddenly, the artillery mark comes out, but the Goth squad there is making its way pretty quick. I wanted to say the Viking squad. He's just the support player for them today. Finn's at least getting shredded for a second. Alex the only one alive, and Delry's coming around. He could certainly catch him pretty easily here if he just turns and has a look. It looks like he is going to maybe do it. He's going to spot that spawn. Horst goes down, K-Main goes down, Alex goes down. That's going to leave that outpost totally wiped. And while this Goth squad out in the distance there is making progress, they are backed up by this Greyhound squad here, which is going to be able to just keep control over AA network, which is huge and really, really important. Finn's at least back to fighting over the pallets area again, sort of between pallets and ruins. There is a garrison here that they are having to fight, though. Potentially Hitman's going to peek this corner, get the call out, but I don't know if he does see the garrison, actually. They certainly know it's there, because Alapex surely can hear this. And I expect, actually, he just needs to hold it. He doesn't need to be pushing like he is right now. Takes down Hydrant in a nice play, but he's going to get caught there by Rapunzel. Bauer pops Rapunzel, though, so some good trades coming in. Nawak spawns in. Oblib goes down. Bauer's still up. He must have seen this garrison. He must know it's there. Why he's not looking at it, I don't know. There you go. The mark goes out finally. Made with the rocket getting that garrison down, and that's going to wrap this front up as well. That is huge for this allied team, and the Axis are in a really tricky spot here. Really, really difficult, being pressured wide by Goth, led by Athens here. But honestly, I mean, they're really getting pressured. Really, really getting pressured. Fender, the smooth jazz is still in the background. I know you said this 15 minutes ago, but the smooth jazz is still there. Don't worry about it. They're really putting players into control of AA network and 5-way, so it's really, really nice play from this allied team. Putting numbers into the right spot. Tempest here from the Greyhounds is delivering right now. It's really, really nice from him. Certainly putting bodies into the right spot. Oh, that's what. What is this? Is that an iron cross on a medic? Get me, buddy. I mean, I already dislike you because you've got the iron cross, but I don't know about the medic. I think that one. I think the iron cross is probably just slightly worse, though. Luckily for the Axis, they've actually managed to not lose control over Hugo's farm. That's going to allow them to continue putting pressure forwards, but they are up against this 76, and I have not seen a Panther yet so far. I'm really interested to see what the Axis tank crews are doing. As we just take this wide view across this battlefield, we're going to see this front line appearing and forming in front of us. Alex GAZ there is pressed pretty high up, but he's not really going to be getting his outpost down because he's so exposed. The Goth squad there is pretty well progressed as well across that open field. They've done well. Put themselves a garrison mark down. How accurate is it though? Certainly not this side of the hedge. I don't see anything on the road either. We do have a tank just this way though, but that's just a little Panzer IV, just a little baby Panzer IV. And cap pressure now starting to appear at the hamlet actually. Interestingly, the recon's got round the back here. Stilos here, and I'm sorry, I don't know which community you're from. I think you might be the 91st, or the 9th. I think you're one of the German communities. So I apologise for not knowing. They're going to take this garrison down. It's in locked territory, so it's taking a little bit of time. The NZN squad leader there dropping back off. Crony currently cooking pulled barbecue pulled pork. Big fan of the barbecue pulled pork. Definitely. Thanks, Crony. Thanks, Chappie, for gifting the sub there. I really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate it. Always appreciating. It goes a long way, actually. City, why am I banning you? Do I have to scroll back up in my chat? I don't, what is going on here? Everyone seems to have turned out, and I'm nervous. Artillery mark goes up on an outpost mark there. That's actually, that's not too bad because they could leave that artillery there pretty well. And stop this hated squad from Dr. Dolphin and the BC squad from Goet there from actually progressing at all towards this little compound. They've dropped supplies back in the same zone as last time as well, so they're trying to get the garrison back up down there. But it's well known, it's already marked, which is just not great. I don't know why you'd be dropping supplies into that front zone. Man, what is going on in my chat? I'm going to have to scroll up now, aren't I? I'm going to have a look. God, it's a lot of emojis. It's a lot of emojis. Too much going on in the chat. Fender's just said my name. Don't even know why. Critical's mods be sweating. Man, I've got one. I've got one mod. He's not even here. Like, he's the worst mod. Terrible. He's the worst mod. More contests going over at the hamlet though, despite having total strong point control. Oh no way! What are we seeing here? Is this Panzer IV's not going to get wrecked by the Stuart or the Greyhound? Is he? Another shot into the rear. He's already been damaged. Turret's starting to turn, but he's got to be careful actually. He's really just waiting. It's going to be a long tank fight if he's just going to hold out here. What are you doing, driver? What are you doing? Stop moving so much. Just point the gun at the tank. The tank should be dead by now. Come on. Come on, kill the tank. Please. Please kill it. Please kill the tank. Like, just do something to it. I know it's the front of the tank, but you gotta do something. Damn it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening with that tank fight. We're going to leave it, because actually it's making me nervous. This Goth squad, though, making its way around the back here. Out of bounds, an Iron Ranger are there. I think, did they finally get the kill on the tank? Hang on. Did I miss the kill on the tank? I was watching that for far too long with nothing going on. But, oh, I mean, hey, they got the kill on it. Fair play to the Greyhound there. Done well. But Athens is up. He's got his outpost progressed. They're all the way across the wheat field here. And this, I mean, wow, this Axis team are massively in trouble. Greyhound's got away with diving into the point, and there's smoke in there already. These guys are getting away with some stuff here. But looks like total pallet control as well, actually. Greyhound goes down over there by Artista. The 76 now moving forward. Despite this strong point control, this Finns Let Loose squad has actually made it pretty well uncontested across this field into the point. And this looks like maybe this is going to be 4-1 here. Artillery mark right on the garrison, please. Let's see the artillery. Come on. Come on. No. No, it's taking too long. Artillery, please. Could have been 10 kills easily. But the artillery's late. And the cap stops. Oh, the artillery doesn't really get too much there. Too many people in the house. But the artillery's right on the money, though. It's perfect. Sanko's got himself up onto the house there. So he... I mean... Looking right into that garrison. Do you not have rockets? Where's the rockets? Maybe he doesn't see the garrison. Maybe he doesn't know it's there. But they're capping the point regardless with the artillery dropping onto that garrison. They're spawning in smoke. 76 is meters away from being able to see this garrison. But yet it's not happening, and it's just flickering on the point here as they get more and more bodies spawning in. What's going on by Hugo's? I mean, the Axis still have control over it. City beats. Yes, yes. Anytime, buddy. You come to my country and you've got it. That one kiss is yours. One for each gift and stuff. How about that? The artillery's still dropping into the point now. K-Main, surely you turn and see this. Or you just... Is the garrison still there? Is it gone? It looks like the garrison might have been gone. I was because of thinking about city there. So the garrison's gone. Looks like they rocketed that one. Maybe the tank splashed in, potentially. Turbo Jurgen and Cal got us still about, but this feels like it's going to be... Maybe going to be a cap. Who knows? Actually, this 250H squad now dropping back towards the point absolutely could cut off this 76 here and make it pretty vulnerable. They must have a markdown on it, so they must know it's there. Surely they know it's there. Alex is getting back in. He's laying down, hoping he's just going to get his outpost up post-cap, I think. Not worried about this one, thinking about the next cap. Athens squad already progressing forward as well. Athens holding back quite nicely, just ensuring that they've got some form of garrison back there. Farkas puts one rocket towards the 76 and misses. Oh, and this 250H squad are about to get squeezed out by Finns Let Loose and Greyhound's Blumenker there. Still have control over Hugo's farm, but not for long, I don't think, as Zerotta there from Finns Let Loose looks like he's going to start progressing forward. Let's take a look at the map, though, very, very quickly, because we're seeing here Airhead coming down by the corner already. We've got Item Squad from Stilios there. Looks like they're going for this garrison. And so if they can get the quick garrison up, actually, we could see a lot of players here really quickly spawn forward. So we could see all of these guys get onto this Airhead here. These guys can get onto this garrison here, and these guys, they can stick around, and suddenly you look like you look like a really nice cohesive team. The Airhead's locked already, though. Unfortunately, that's going to leave a long push from Hugo's down to the corner, which is not a fun one to make at all. It is possible. You can. I mean, you've just got to take it small sections at a time to be able to make that push and utilize the 76s that they're bringing up here from HQ. So they're going to have double 76 forward. Over at Hamlet, it's not looking too great. It's actually been contested already, but they are getting players back towards the point. Baker squad a little bit spread out there, or pushed out quite far. For the Hamlet, though, there are certainly 250H players in and around, as we saw their squad leader stay alive and get his outpost up towards the end of that cap. Contest comes in, though, as plenty of players getting into the point. Don't think this is going to be a recap. I just can't see that. We'll see players drop back too quick to stop that cap from happening. Certainly, I feel like, I mean, Rep there goes down, so the Goth squad there already know there's players towards that strong point. Now, while Athens goes down alongside Iron Ranger, and Alex GZ does have view onto that outpost, getting a headshot there on a player as well, in fact. Taken down out of bounds. Alex going off a little bit. Really nice play from him. He's going to get the grenade out. I don't know if he can reach that outpost with the grenade, though. They're going to have to go push it. It's pretty close, actually. It's a great grenade. Good accuracy. But he's now pushing that outpost. Is he going to wipe it? He does wipe it. Gets headshot just afterwards, though. But the outpost is gone, and that's the main thing. And they were capping it for just a very short time there. But now the HRN squad comes back in. The Greyhound squad comes back in as well. And a transport truck, interesting. I mean, not sure, where are you off to? There's HDD Woods there, getting himself up to the front line. McGagit there. They're pushing so wide. This Goth squad are causing they've just been a bit of a nuisance, really, because they're playing so wide on this map. You know, they're able to stretch this Axis team out, where they're unable to really concentrate any sort of push. We're seeing contest happening around the hamlet again, as the 250H squad from Alex GZ comes back forward and into the point, and they're now starting to cap as well. But there are players coming back in from Finns, at least from HRN, as we speak. And certainly these guys out here in this wheat field, they could be pivotal to ensuring this defense happens if they can somehow find the Alex outpost there. Cap's still happening, that's for sure. At the moment, we've got Hugo's farm control for the Allies, though, and they're being contested as they look to push forward. We've got HTD, got 91st Panzer Grenadiers, and 126 looking to contest them at the moment. Alex, you are a little rat boy. What is this? Unbelievable. How did you get into these spots? Right on it, right in amongst it. Takes down the garrison as well. Great play from Alex. Even gets the kill on as well. That's going to stop any quick reinforcements from being able to get into the hamlet from that zone there. Sanko goes down, but hopefully he's seen the garrison. It was right underneath him as Oblib there and Jim Edward get the spawn on. Now we're seeing artillery mark comes out into the point. This probably is a little bit late, in my opinion. You know, it takes 30 seconds. The first shell's only going to land just before the point is capped, if it continues being capped, that is. Just need to see that little bit of aggression here from the Allies to ensure the cap doesn't happen. And in fact, as I say that, they now start to defend the point as Polemos and crew get themselves into a strong cap and put their weight on this. Taking a look at the map here as we go. Looks like they just need to get one. They need to get a garrison up inside the hamlet. There's no doubt about that one. If they can get one up just about here, they should be able to fit one in down here on these supplies as well. And that'd be really nice. That'll be a good setup. And in fact, they could even get one up just there on those supplies as well. It might need to be just. That's my phone falling out of my pocket. Gonna need my phone falling out. I need my phone falling out. I'm going to need a garrison up here, just a little bit to the west of my mark, I suspect, probably around that, something like that. And that's just going to give them room to breathe around this point, and gives them somewhat of a cohesive line that they can push out from at that stage. You know, they will have one progressed garrison forward, which will be really nice. That'll be pretty key here to stopping any sort of attack by just making that westward movement. That'll be really nice. And that'll be the job of someone like Athens' Goth squad, as they've been playing so wide in this game. At the moment, though, they look pretty well set up, and in fact, actually, what I like about the way that these guys have set themselves up is they've ensured that they've got these recap garrisons back. Commander sat back at dugout, you know, if they lose the point, quick garrison goes up, all good there. But at the moment, really, they look pretty good for a recap if they can get one garrison up anywhere. Oh, they've got another garrison up here from Baker squad. I think that's Athens over there on the wings. So that's going to allow them somewhat of an access into the point as well. They just need to be a little bit quicker on this opening garrison in the hamlet post cap. But other than that, you know, I can't complain too much about this allied team. I didn't check the tanks. That's what I need to check. Let's check the tanks on the map. Now, I've got the 276s have rolled forward now. And if they can work together, that's gonna be massive, and make a pretty impenetrable wall. And in fact, we even see a third 76 rolling out from mid HQ as well, and so that's gonna make a pretty impenetrable wall for them. I'd like to see them take these tanks on the offensive, though. If I'm honest with you, I mean the game's only half an hour long, and I feel like realistically, I'd like this game to go on quite a bit longer because I've enjoyed it so far, but I want to see them take these tanks on the offensive and really put the squeeze on this Axis side, and really make their tankers work for their combat score by really getting up into their faces with it. Taking a wide view, I see no Panthers on this map at all. I'm not seeing any tanks, in fact, which is a little bit of a worry. I mean, you can cap Hamlet without tanks, it is possible. But as soon as those 76s come in from the Allies, if they do indeed come in, you're going to be in big trouble. Trying to cap Hamlet, it's going to be difficult. Will be possible to satchel them, but you won't have a good time. McGay get there. Interestingly, I wonder if he's got his outpost up progressed behind the point or in a good enough spot, because he's actually heading already towards dugout. They must be feeling pretty confident here. They do have players in the point, and they are dropping supplies on him. I don't know where these supplies should be within a buildable zone for him already. But Rap here, you know, he's staying alive well in the point. He goes down to Inkadin then with the Streamer's Curse. But they are still defending. The artillery comes in as well for the Axis. It's good artillery there. And they have total control over this strong point now. Just the Finns let loose players in there for now. Spawning on their outpost. But certainly Farkas could find this pretty easily, and the artillery should be landing again any second now. Surely it does. It's landing right on top of that garrison. An outpost, so potentially they could lock this down. They just need a few more bodies forward, one more squad coming forward, maybe knock out Blumenker, just get themselves up to this trench line just in front of us, and we could see a nice recap here, that's for sure. Ari on the artillery at 41 kills already. That's suddenly jumped up there into the top kill spot. They are an artillery though, knocking out just over a kill per minute. We can see plenty of players coming down from this northern side here, but look at the bunched up nature of this garrison. These are panic spawns coming in here. More artillery dropping into that zone. It's just off the mark though. 76 now starting to come forward, and I said it would be difficult to cap it if they bring this 76 forward. Looks like maybe that 76 is looking for something though. I'm going to check the map. Are the tank marks up? There's a tank mark out by the GAT squad here. Let's take a look what we got. I'm not seeing anything though. It's actually just an AT gun here from the 91st Panzer Grenadier. It's a nice spot from the AT gun though. Able to see all the way up into Hugo's farm, all the way up to the hill as well. That's a prime artillery target. Oh, there is a Panther. I just fucking blind. There's a Panther here. Potentially we'll see the 76 start to work its way forward. It's being tank simped by Maverick though. Tank simp in a midweek game. Not for me, Chief. I don't know about that one, but he's repping up, I think. So look at this. Absolute Chad engineer playing the tank simp in this one. Wrapping up his Greyhound clan mates. Bomber run comes in. Shit bombing run. It's always a shit bombing run. People stop using bombing runs. It doesn't even get the garrison. Ah, God. Like, the artillery is doing absolute work. Don't waste your resources on the bombing run. There was no one up here, right? For a start, look, again, I'm always fucking talking about bombing runs. For a start, all of your infantry was coming in from this side here, just to our east. Now, if they're pushing in from that way, just chuck the bombing run the way that they're moving. You know, give them that line. You know, have that bombing run come in, you know, have it hit just up this road. It's pretty wide. It probably knocks that garrison out as well, and takes out everything in between there as well. And that would then allow all of your infantry to just move in. The problem was all your infantry got wiped. so it doesn't really make a difference. Harry is absolutely shredding on this artillery, though. Absolutely on the money with it. This garrison is totally locked down. We're going to need to see the Finns Let Loose players still spawning on the outpost. Oh, the artillery just off, though. They're going to escape. Now they've got re-control over the strong point, we're going to see this artillery being less and less effective, unfortunately, as they start to spread out on the point. So Stylos, oh buddy, you are properly locked in here. Glad you've killed the guy with the Iron Cross. Oh, he takes down 2 actually. It's just Artista there left to get him. Will Stylos get him? He does. Oh, fair play, Stylos. You were totally surrounded there, and you've come out on top. I love to see that. It's great play. Really, really nice play there. Certainly now we've got the 76 in the point. They're going to really start pressuring forward here, I suspect. We've got a big presence in this back line as well. Do have Commander from Hated, Banjo Bow, and a recon squad, as well as some MISC infantry spawning in. Must be from a couple of different squads there, but they're getting squeezed out by HRN and the Goth squad as well. This Goth squad take the same route they did before. They are in good space to, well, stop McGee there from getting forward, but also just totally wrap up this side and allow the push forward. 76 is nice and close to each other. That's good to see. Let's see if they can get some infantry support to get out of Hugo's and really go pressure, because at the moment those guys at Hugo's unable to really progress any further, because these tanks do have lines of sight up there, unfortunately, with just the smattering of infantry. That is enough to keep them out. Double Panther here now. Plenty of power coming from these two. No threat from the 76ers at the moment, but Double Panther, obviously particularly strong, will absolutely beat the double 76 in a head-on-head fight. Good artillery muck comes down from Mike's squad as well. Let's see if this can rack up some kills here, because absolutely this could be Alex's squad locked out from the point once more. They're keeping the pressure up. I like that they're keeping the pressure up, that's for sure. However, they've got to try and get themselves a little bit wider map control on this eastern side, which they are trying to do. I'm going to give them that. This 250H squad certainly are getting around there. Supplies being dropped in pretty close to Bitey and Iron Ranger. They're going to spot this coming in and go intercept that, I would imagine. I can't see anything coming out of those supplies being dropped, but you never know. Alapex there managed to get himself up towards this plane, and in fact the garrison we saw that was underneath this plane has now been taken out, so any sort of forward attack from that zone is going to be wiped and not happening any longer. And we're just seeing a bit of a slow grind here in this middle portion of the game. Kind of 10 minutes into the middle portion now, really, if we split the game into thirds. The early phase absolutely dominated by the Allies. This middle phase has also, you know, it's been dominated by the Allies. We did see a decent little comeback, really nearly capturing the point, but a good recall back into the hamlet. Managed to save that one, along with the nice defensive 76ers. I tell you, Mark there from Able Squad is spot on. Now, I don't know how Able Squad has spotted that one. Able Squad, who are you? Let's take a look at the map. Who's got this down? There's Palermos there from Finns Let Loose. Now, that's probably potentially... Oh, there's got to be Alapex, maybe. Able to spot that across the way. Saw players spawning in. Must have seen something over there to be able to get that mark off, but it is spot on. We'll see if the artillery goes in to meet it, though. Looks like the artillery is still dropping here by Sanko. That'll be moved. But Sanko here pushing forward. There you go. There's the artillery being progressed upwards there. Following that natural progression up by the road, you know, he's probably just said it's a rough mark for the garrison, so that they're taking a bit of a guess maybe on where that garrison is, but it's actually pretty good inside that trench line. they're going to be able to spawn on that for just a little bit. We need to see a little bit of pressure onto that from the allies out, and they should be able to take it down. Oh, Panthers pushing here. Just see the one Panther though, second Panther on the screen as well. Let's just watch this as they move forward. Could catch the 76 here as they crest this hill. They might be able to catch the 76 in the side. Just being shaded by the tree there. Rocket comes in though. Good rocket from AT there. Ferry with the first. Gets taken out. That's made him a one hit now actually. If there's 76, but the 76 facing the wrong way. The gunner turns. Is he going to take the shot here? Or is he going to leave it? Not taking the shot. Takes the shot, gets the pen on the 76, immediately starts moving forward though. And that 76 looking like it might be stuck. Second shot goes in, 176 down there. And second 76 is in the zone as well. It's taking a bit of a battering though, and that one goes down to the other Panther. 276s down in quick succession. We did know there was a third one up. Looks like that one was taken out at some stage as well. So that's all of the tanks off of the board now for a good couple of minutes. 276s down, quick succession. Let us see some aggression here. Players down in the strong point. 250H starting to pressure. HTDB now needs to get involved as well. And we're going to have to see the HRN squad start pressing backwards as well. Let's see the artillery from Ari rain down. You're on 53 kills. Artillery's back in the same zone. Doesn't get any kills on that one. Just because it's got to be a pretty accurate shot. But there we go. It's starting to fall now. That artillery could shred. And we'll see what happens here as this Panther dives in. Sanko puts a rocket towards it. The 76, oh sorry, the Panther is, oh, it's the Panther 4, sorry. So it's 3 tanks on the board up in this point here. And this tank's got very aggressive here. I wonder whether they're just feeling like this tank is disposable and expendable as they push through this point. Turret's facing the wrong way. But the garrison goes down actually. Looks like they've totally wiped it because it was being artillery. Unless it's been splashed down maybe by the tanks. I'm not too sure. But cap pressure coming in now. Athens is having to take his squad narrow. Palermos probably going to have to send his squad back. But the hated boys are in the cap sector here. Now we will see how this goes because it is certainly looking dangerous. Over by Hugo's farm, we've got control for the Axis as well. That's going to stop any quick reinforcements from this western side. The tanks left the strong point though, and actually after a couple of kills there, nice guy Ed is the only guy left in the strong point. The Finns that loose players absolutely ran through this hated and 250H zone, and they've made short work of that one. Chucking plenty of grenades out. Woods is still up though, and certainly even more dangerously the Panthers are forward as well. That Panzer 4 is just flying away. I don't know where you're going. What's a ha there? And needs there commanding this tank, getting himself caught out in the open. We'll see. Is there a garrison nearby? There is. He's probably going to catch this garrison. In fact, no, it's just in the wheat field. And AT does spawn. He's already damaged. Maddox here could absolutely grab this Panzer 4 and take it down. Gets a splash on the back of that tank. You've got to hit the rear of it, buddy. Going to be given a second opportunity, though. Gets the kill on the Panzer 4. Good rocket. Panzer 4 goes down. A little bit of contest happening at the point as well, but currently being defended. And they've totally cleared out the strong point here. Just the tanks left alive is furthest forward. Hated Devil is starting to make his way forward. Dual 76s are sat backing each other up though. Sorry, Dual Panthers sat backing each other up. But that was a very, very nice defense there. They had a really, you know, not the easiest of routes to come in realistically, having to push from this this western side to get themselves forward. But they certainly did manage so. Now they can actually reinforce from a couple of different sides and really start pressuring this attack here, because we've got one sort of presence here and another presence here, and you can see these lanes of pressure that they're now going to be able to generate are going to really start being a bit of a pain. And in fact, actually, I just saw up in the west of our picture here, we do have this zone far up as well, able to pressure. So there's a couple of different angles they can take pressure onto the German attack here, and that's really going to stifle anything that they want to do. The Germans are really going to have to wrap up Hugo's farm and get full total contest to be able to do this. Do you see suppliers dropping over in the pallets area? They're probably going to get taken down though. Surely Patar's spotted those. Zarota maybe, if he turns around, they'll take this down. Defend mark goes out on it. Zarota, I mean, that's a terrible mark from Item Squad. I mean, surely Item Squad, where are you? I don't know, you're not actually nearby. I'll give you that one. But those supplies going down, Zarota takes them. It's a waste of 50 munitions, if you ask me, dropping supplies like that. But look at this. The Panther tanks pushed forward. And commanders led the charge into the point as well. Calgon has even squeezed it, and Magagit, sorry, is pressuring with this 250H squad back to Hamlet. And all of a sudden, even though I said they were in good shape, all of a sudden this map is totally flipped and they're starting to cap it now. Stuck back into this point. Looks like a garrison spawn down in this trench which they moved because they were being artilleried before. We'll see if Ari there, currently on 85 kills, absolutely shredding it with this artillery. Nearly 2 kills per minute so far in this game. We'll see if Ari can get that artillery gun back on course here. They've managed to push back into the point from that garrison wave, but the danger's not over really here, because we do still have Magagit's squad out round the back. They can go take care of this garrison here that Incadon there spawned on. We'll certainly see pressure coming back in towards the hamlet, so I don't hate what they're doing. Oh, just seeing a hated chappie. That's one for the poor man's legion. Someone take a screenshot of that. I like to collect doppelgangers from my own community, and I've called it the poor man's legion. I'm almost 50 players, so I can almost field a full strength Hell Let Loose team full of people with names that are similar to my own communities. This garrison's been marked though. It must have gone down, surely. They must have taken it. Let's check the map. Yeah, they have taken down the don't know about the strafing run. Sorry, I knew where the garrison was there. I don't know about the strafing run. That's an interesting move. Commander's having a bit of a mare. Those sorts of strafing runs shouldn't be happening at Greyhound's night though. That's poor form, quite frankly. It's almost as bad as wearing fucking Iron Cross and being a medic. Don't like that at all. We're seeing here an interesting play, actually. Dr. Dolphin, let's just take a bit of a wide view here. Dr. Dolphin here, making his way up towards the hamlet in a fairly direct route there. But we're seeing Greg there making his way out of Hugo's farm to try and link up this 250H squad and potentially get some form of pressure back towards it and really squeeze these guys. I don't hate that they're looking for control over pallets, because pallets will allow a pretty quick attack towards dugout, but maybe it's too early. You could have capped this point by just getting a few more bodies into the front line, and certainly, whatever these guys, these two jokers, whatever they're doing, stop them, because totally unnecessary whatever they're doing up there. The fight is down here, and they've shown time and time again that they can make this work by just getting in towards the point. They can cap this point. They've shown it time and time again that they'll walk into the front door because it's being left so open by the Allies. But thanks to the Allies' quick recaps and sort of quick falling back, they're really able to get back in and stop it just sort of as they need it. Artillery mark goes out. Looks like there might be a bit of a mark here. People think there's infantry coming towards it. Dr. Dolphin actually is. He's still going. He's clearly just been wiped. Great rocket from Harmy there, all the way across there, taking out a fellow AT player. Another rocket goes out. Flies all the way over though. Flying miles away. Going all the way over. Nothing going on at the corner. Just Enzi and Thundy back here actually. Just chilling out. Playing a bit of, you know, not really playing anything. Not really patrolling defense. And in fact, actually, if they weren't, you know, if they just committed something, anything, out from this, out from Hugo's farm, this wide approach is pretty much open. Bolter will notice them coming, that's for sure. But I like to see just one squad leader commit forward there. That would be quite nice, to be honest with you. Just saw an explosion back here. Looks like tank goes down. Panther goes down to AT, in fact. So it looks like Theory there picking up a tank kill finally, having damaged a couple. So he's done well to pick that one out. Because certainly their tanks are just still a little bit behind. They've got two coming up, medium and the 76. But they're all the way back here towards dugout in a fairly unnecessary location. I can see though there's, you know, we do have a fairly cohesive front here between these guys. They're playing okay, and certainly if they progress forward towards Hugo's farm and they created something, you know, I know it's not a straight line, but they create this second front here. You know, they're in a pretty good position, able to really put more players out from this eastern side to start pressing west. I think that's really what I'd want to see out of this allied team, along with just getting one squad leader just up into this section here to just get a little bit of pressure onto the corner and relieve the hamlet. But they potentially just don't feel like they're able to do it just yet. As the pressure on the hamlet is so high. Hated. Once again, look, see, this is what I mean. They've been able to get back in. They've proven time and time again that if they really want to, they really can get into this point. Oh, and this garrison's exposed. Oh boy, that garrison's primed for artillery. There's no hiding. If that starts getting artillery now, that could be pretty nasty if Ari can get his sights on that one. But the Hated boys, they're in the circle now. There is plenty of allies to contest them within there. And in fact, actually, 38 Neo progressed quite well, actually, and almost got into position to be able to cut off the attack. But that's what the Finns, at least guys up in our top left corner, alongside Turbo Jurgen, Alex GZ, Heisenberg as well. You know, they're up here. They are being pressured quite nicely. We saw Finns let loose, pressuring these guys from this eastern side, but just a little flicker there. I saw just a little flicker of contest. It shows that they are getting bodies into the soft cap quite nicely, but they don't. I mean, they're pushed so far back here, but the problem is they're not going to take control of this. Why? Well, 76. Tanks, good spot once again to just stifle any sort of map control that this Axis team want to try and take. But we just need to see a few more bodies forward now from the Axis. 35 minutes to go, absolutely possible for them to recap both. There's loads of time left, but they're not going to do it unless they just start committing that one more squad forward, unless they win that one more section of map control. Because at the moment, if they cap this, they just don't have map control to hold it, which is a crying shame, really. Because that would put us into one hell of a game here. The problem that they've got is too many players from the Allies out on this eastern side here. We can see HRN Athens from Goth and Finns let loose down here. And in fact, actually, it looks like they've got an outpost somewhere down in this bottom right-hand corner. You know, they are absolutely able to just hold on this side here, because we see, you know, they do have a fairly nice cohesive front with just a small little fracture in it, in the form of that Hated squad. If they can make that a little bit wider, you know, they'll be pretty good. They'll be in really good shape. Precision strike comes in. Looks like maybe that dropped over here. I don't quite know what on. sod all, quite frankly. Fucking hell, Commander. Straight from one in the middle of nowhere, trying to take down a garrison, maybe, that once existed. And then a precision strike on absolutely nothing. That's going to be a terrible mark from whoever's done it. 76 on the defense once more. These tanks have just been an absolute nuisance. Unless they get tank control, which they did have. They absolutely had, and they just didn't capitalise on it one bit. Which is such a shame. Those Panthers potentially just didn't get aggressive enough. They killed 2 76s earlier on, and realistically they could have done more with that free time that they had on the field to just slay infantry. But saying that, the 76ers towards the start of the game, when they had domination, they while they capped the point, you know, they could have done more. They could have put a whole lot more forward. Let's take a quick look, though, as we just hit this little period of stalemate here. Let's just take a quick look at the stats. I'm hoping this will work. Well, maybe. It's looking promising. Let me see. Do we have the stats? We do. This is good. So Ari there on 90 kills. Bitey is doing great from this Goth squad here with 56. Just 1 kill per minute there. Really, really nice. Alexander from Fins Let Loose doing great as well. In fact, actually, a lot of these Fins Let Loose guys doing really, really well. Alexander, Alapex and Penty there, all above 0.9. Rounding out the top 10, we've got Alex GZ sat in 5th. That's fantastic for a squad leader. 52 kills already is really, really nice. And then Rap and Calgon from the Recon squad doing absolute work there, getting himself so aggressive inside the point from the Germans. And then Out of Bounds there, rounding out that top 10 at 0.86. But we can see, you know, the domination that the Allies have had with most of the players in here being from them. But it's not been totally one-sided. The artillery from Ari has been absolutely fantastic as well. Over on the deaths column, though, if I take a quick... can I scroll across? It doesn't look like I can scroll across. Let me zoom in, and then I think I can share the deaths. No, because it's... Why would I want to do that, hey? Right. I'll zoom out, maybe. No, that's even worse somehow. Okay, you just have to believe me, because this is Archon, there's no scroll on the window, and I don't know why. If anyone knows, let me know. But Sanko topping the deaths at 43 deaths, which is unbelievable, 0.77 deaths per minute. So he's absolutely taken the brunt of the fight there by getting plenty of engagements. But we're going to quickly switch back in here into the game because we are seeing a little bit of cap pressure come in. And they are starting to cap once more, and artillery mark comes down pretty well onto the hated squad. And there is an outpost in that zone. The 76 is in there as well. Not an easy one to try and get rid of, due to the fact that it's backing off. And is pretty safe, really. There's nothing behind them. There was tank marks behind. It's just Calgon back there. Something just died in front of us, though. Interesting. Let's take a quick look. It's just a truck. Nothing too important. Cap pressure still coming in, though. The garrison's gone down on the point. In fact, let's take a look at the map. Garrison's gone down, and we're down now to just 2 outposts here able to defend. Tight, close to the point. Dog squad could re-pressure north as well at this 76, so it's not unreasonable for them to defend this. They absolutely could get the defend going. The problem they have is that they've only just started a cap, and Sanko there, and despite being top of the deaths, he's got himself forward into the corner, and they're starting a cap. He does go down. That's a shame. Probably shouldn't talk about you, buddy. I'm sorry. Add another death into that one. But the defense just comes off. 76 dives into the point, keeps the defense going. It's bold move here from the 76. He could be in danger due to the fact that he's in a weak field, but he just needs to not stop moving. Keep yourself in 2nd and 3rd gear, and don't stop moving. You'll be fine. Players now spawning back in towards the point. Blumenker looks like he's that dog squad we talked about, and a HRN from Filarago there, starting to get himself into the cap circle as well. Looks like there was a ricochet on that 76. We do have a Panther forward. Pen goes in. Was that Traxo? Difficult to see whether that was Trax. This 76 turning. It wasn't Trax. The 76 takes him down. So the Panther takes him down. And that's going to give them a slight advantage here. If this, although maybe not, because this Panther's totally marked up here. And potentially, the 76 might not see them though. As they round this corner, there could be a little peak spot where Gagit there defending his Panther very, very nicely. If he turns his turret, he's going to see him. He's going to be able to take the shot just through this hedgerow. Oh, ships in the night, surely. The 76 turns towards him. Panther using the truck as a bit of a barricade. They're so close to each other. The problem with backing up in this situation is if that 76 had stayed where he was, it would have been likely that he got the first shot off and then you'd be in trouble. But they're not engaging each other just yet. They are defending the point. It is being defended for now, but with a decent spawn wave coming in, and actually looks like Farkas got a shot into the tracks there of the 76, and the Panther's diving forward. He's going to catch his 76 as he's bouncing all around. Surely the shot's on. He takes a shot. There you go. Great hit. Looks like the side shot from Farkas was good. Got hull. 76 goes down to one shot from the Panther. Now the Panther's in trouble though. Takes two shots to the engine. That's going to be the engine cut out. And now he's prone to satchel in here. Or even if they can just get explosive ammo, or I mean Jaeger gets himself killed there by Mannix, so he can get the faster respawn in this one. And so they're gonna have to try and do something to save this Panther, because it's your main advantage for right now. I don't see a second Panther coming up to help you. Now obviously the bazooka does need to pen the rear of this Panther to be able to get the kill, but certainly they can do it from a distance. They could get the satchel up and both would be fine. Lord hops out to start repping up. Just one body out though. It's going to take a little while. Jaeger's getting forward now. All his squad mates go down. He's done well to stay alive. Jaeger coming forward with the satchel though. He gets taken out nicely from the tank though. Good splash there. Maid sneaks forward though. Nice play from him. Gets the satchel on. The Lord is actually repairing himself. He's going to start wrapping the tank up, and there's a satchel on it. He's got no idea. Maid is just hanging out, but the Panther goes down. Looks like, I'm not sure what took him out actually. Maybe is there a tank moving up? I don't quite know. I can't see it, but he goes down anyway. Certainly not to the satchel, at least. And that's the Panthers' game over. Oh, and look, they've dominated this front field now, and they've totally wiped out any sort of attack here. Let's just see the map for just a second. We've got this little defensive posse at the front. That's not too bad. That's going to keep them safe. They've got one rear outpost, which is nice. That's defending any sort of attack that they're facing currently coming in from the eastern side. All they need now really is George Squad to start pressing towards Hugo's farm, and Item Squad to keep pressing down south as well. And they'll look pretty solid. To see the garrison up from the Gat Squad as well, just down here to solidify that map control. Out of the corner, they are being pressured quite well though. Certainly plenty of bodies coming through here from the Axis, but for now nothing doing just yet, and in fact the Allies will be quite happy with them in this position and be quite happy defending from this trench network here. More supplies dropping in on that front line once again. Pointless, just get the support guys in. Surely, you know, this is a comp game, not a pub. You don't need to drop everyone's supplies. Garrison mark already goes out. In fact, actually looking for the place garrison mark right next to it despite those supplies dropping. In fact, Mio is even just going to take those supplies out straight away. No chance of them living. That's going to, he might even snuff out Dr. Dolphin as he comes through here, trying to get that alternate angle. Over at Hugo's farm is certainly in control of the Axis here, but they don't have much coming out of it. Looks like maybe just one squad coming from that zone. If these HRN guys pressure it, they'll certainly take control of it. No doubt about that. But Momo's there, takes down 2 in the open field, going for the open field and Gamut. Rap might get himself caught, potentially no, it's just the BAR user, he's likely to outrange him anyway with his scoped FG42. Let's be honest, he's definitely using the scoped FG42. Out towards this eastern side, we see a couple of players out here from HTDB, 91st Panzer Grenadier, don't quite know what, but oh boy, plenty of tanks coming forward. That's 276s and a 75. Starting to pressure forward into the same zone. Let's see these guys get on the attack. They could absolutely win this game with just tanks. They've had tank domination for most of this game at this point. They have lost plenty of 76s, but at no point has it been capitalized on by the Axis. And so I just feel like they've made better use of those tanks so far in this game. Frontline pressure pretty strong here, though, actually, from the Axis. Really pressuring far up now. Calgon's got a good angle alongside Oblib and Nowak to get themselves down towards the hamlet. We'll see how they do, pushing themselves down this way. Whether they get caught by Bauer, and he's certainly going to call out that death there as Oblib takes him down. In fact, even Alapex has noticed something a little bit suspect, someone dying just in front of him. Athens getting supplies dropped on him in the backfield. Get a garrison up just back here. Take control of that zone. 250H looking for the wide attack again. Maybe they can squeeze out Palermos and the Finns Let Loose squad just to allow his team to grab some more cap zone, which is a little bit more map control. Not too sure what the smokes are. I don't know whether someone's just a little bit bored, but they're not really doing anything for me personally. Got a 1 Panther coming up here into the front line. I keep yawning, it's been a really long week, but it's okay. I only work 1 day next week, so that's pretty fun and exciting. This Panther though, he's going to have a bit of a surprise if he finds the 276s and the 75 coming forward, and they are working forward together as a bit of a pack there. Which is nice to see. If they can keep that going, they could run all the way through this front line. I don't doubt it for a second. You know, they might have the Panzerschreck advantage against the 76 and the medium, but you know, just feel like they can wiggle away, keep the front pointed towards the Panzerschreck, and you'll be absolutely fine in that 76. And just keep that 75 back off the front very slightly. Let it use its smoke and HE shells. On the enemy infantry, and they'll be absolutely golden. I'm just going to take a quick drink though, so excuse me as I just mute myself for just a second. "70 minutes of talking will certainly make you pretty thirsty." Let's tab back in so we've got the game sounds in the background as well. Not that I can hear them, I don't know what's happening in the game in terms of sounds. Tanks getting themselves further forward now, but the hated squad members, once again, they have pressured forward, as they have been all game, taking that front line approach. And it's not been cut off by the Allied team at any stage, really. They've not defended the exact front door particularly well at any stage. They've got the Panther starting to move its way forward. He could come up against the 75, but it's that long-range shot I just saw from a 76 here, kiting backwards and forwards. Got a little peek on that Panther. It's certainly a little pixel peek though. 76 kiting away. It's taken 1 hit though onto the barrel. So it's not in immediate danger, but it could certainly be tapped again. They are battering rep, feel like they are safe enough here. They should have a mark come out onto that Panther soon. Maybe they surely know the zone it's in. No mark so far though, which means their friendly 76, which we can see just down in the bottom right here, isn't going to know where it is, but we can see this little triangle of tanks with the Panther somewhere in this back zone here. Once again, I don't know what this bombing run is. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of that is. It's not killed a garrison as far as I'm aware. Check the maps. No, it's not killed a garrison. It's not killed any infantry. It's not even damaged a tank. It's done nothing. That's just a waste of resources. Just give it to your artillery. Ari's on 95 kills with artillery. Just let them have all those resources, or maybe just even use the bombing runs better. That's a start, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but for me personally, the bombing runs have been terrible. There's no other way of saying it, to be honest with you. It's not been great. 75 in the point though. Taking a pretty dangerous approach, but it's paid off so far quite nicely actually. They are vulnerable. It's a 2-tap from Chappie with the Panzerschreck on all sides. Now this is the sort of bombing run that you want to see. That's far better. It's going to have wiped out a couple of infantry. It doesn't take out... Oh, actually, you know what? No, even then, it's still a terrible bombing run. No, I take it back. I'm sorry. Look, there's probably someone in the comments going to say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. It's terrible. You know, obviously that was a terrible bombing run. And of course it was terrible. You know why? Because it was coming this way. Into your own infantry. This was a blue bombing run here. You got to send it back out away from your infantry and just allow them to push with it. There's no need to have put that in towards your own infantry. Double Panther forward now, is that a Panzer 4 and 1 Panther? It's a Panzer 4 and 1 Panther. Coming up, trying to tango with this 76. Certainly the Panzer IV is not going to want to get involved in that fight and wait for the Panther to go and engage it. At the moment though, no visual, and actually this Panther's getting himself a little bit exposed here. Mark goes onto it, so he's totally exposed now to the 76, who's going to have total visual on him. But also to this infantry moving up. Harmy there could absolutely bring a satchel forward and a bit of a nuisance. We could see some explosive ammo go down and he could even rocket to death. Sanko there maybe can get involved with these tanks, but he looks like he's being pressured by the Panzer IV, unable to move at this stage. But we've got Hated Woods still in the strong point, but there's plenty of players defending around him, and with just 16 minutes left, we really need to see something quick here from the Axis to be able to nail the rest of this game out. We'll see what goes on with the armour though. It's certainly an interesting one to see these tanks backing away here. Panzer IV's totally shifted all the way back, and this Panzer IV, sorry, is just slowly backing away. So the Panther totally ran away. And Palermo's there though. He's found the garrison. He's used a good terrain advantage here. Got himself up onto the plane, I would imagine, to have seen that. They respond quickly, the tank responds quickly to Palermo's, but the garrison goes down. And Alex GZ there might be able to rebuild quick if he's got the supplies for it. But Palermo's is gone, he's out. I think he does get caught there, running away. But again, they're now being squeezed in from this Finns Let Loose squad. They could wipe out a couple of outposts here in pretty quick succession. In fact, I think Hated's outpost there just went down. The 250H one is still up. Jars is close, so almost gets it. Does get tagged though. And now it's down to Heisenberger to try and defend this. Sanko goes down. Wataha tank just about staying alive in amongst the enemy infantry. But the cap coming in now, it's just due to the lack of people within this strong point. I think we'll see a fairly big spawn wave coming in momentarily from House Squad and Basic Squad to counteract this one. And we should see a garrison go up from them pretty quick as well. Alapic's making the open field run towards the point, bit of a bold one. But he looks like he might actually make that. We'll see though how this Hated squad do, because they are now going to be backed up, but the artillery is dropping in, and the artillery mark's not exactly perfect on top of them, but any sort of kills at this stage when the numbers are so tight will absolutely count. infantry mark goes out already on one of their destinations as they look to control the four corners of this strong point. And if we look up, you would feel like this is a defensive strong point for the Germans, but they might just be able to cap it thanks to his presence. But the artillery mark goes out there, and that could be dangerous for them, no doubt about that. Decent spawn wave comes in on the garrison. A couple of people run the other way, not too sure about that one, but 3 squad leaders pushing forward, and that's really the important point. Looks like the tank goes down in the distance there. 76 picks it off from the road very nicely. Those two guys, actually, they're back here defending their 76, so that's lovely to see, in fact. So that's actually quite a nice team play from them. I'll take it back that it was a weird move that they came back. You can hear a tank shooting off. Let's have a look. Oh, double Panther plays down on the side. This is aggressive. They are up against 176. I don't know whether they've got the angle on them, though. Don't think they can see them just yet. And in fact, they're definitely going to see them through the smoke wall. Looks like that tank there just took itself maybe a rocket or a shell. I'm not too sure what actually hit that that Panther there, but they've zoomed away. And these 276s getting aggressive. He just needs to wait for his mate for just a second here, really, as they get repped up. But this Panther's going aggressive here. Guns facing the right way. Oh, and a great finish onto that 76. Knew they'd got the first hit in, knew it was damaged. And that's a really nice play from them to go get that kill. So double Panther play on this western side. It could be crucial here. They've got one more 76 to contend with. And that 76 is in fact actually being pressured by Russo here. Russo, do you have the satchel? Let's have a look at your gun, buddy. You've got the G43, you don't have the satchel. That is such a shame. It's the wrong assault. But he stood right on top of it. He's going to be getting that mark down now on top of that 76, and hopefully we'll see the double Panther play go pressure that one as well. But the Goth squad are here alongside Finns Let Loose and the HRN and Let Loosers. They've managed to clean up the frontal assault on the hamlet once again, and so we're back to sort of where we were. It's such a shame they can't make these tank plays count. They just don't seem to be able to get there and get that final sort of push in with it. 76 versus Panther. Panther loses out on it. Doesn't get the hits. They just didn't see it, I don't think. And they weren't even shooting towards it. But good marks out from the commander hitting the light vehicle mark there. Able to point it out for their tank crew. So that 76 lives to fight another day. Let's see a little bit of aggression now, though. Looks like we're seeing a decent wave come out from the hamlet here, going in all sorts of directions, actually, towards the corner, which is lovely. I want to see. Let's see just one final attack here from the Allies. See if they can crack the corner here. Bebo getting aggressive. Oh, big spawn wave on the garrison there, though. Look at that. That's a panic spawn. They're going down. Horst has got views on it. That means they must have a markdown on that garrison. They know it's there. He's going to be getting an AT up any moment, surely, to come take this down. Because it's going to be an easy garrison kill if they can just get the rockets up. That's for sure. Potentially even maybe just can the artillery reach that far? I'm not too sure, but the garrison mark's definitely up now. And well known. Bebo here, oh, he's pressuring this Panther tank. What's he got? What's he got in his locker? One hit into the back of him. Doesn't get the final kill, though. Gets taken out by Artista or Oblin there as he comes forward. And the reps come out now again from this hated tank crew. In fact, have they just left this tank empty, maybe? Because one tank crew went down. They have. So they've left that empty for now. Big rocket comes out. Bit of a miscue there from Sanko. Putting way too much the range on that one as he tries to snipe the garrison. It was a nice try there. I like to see the effort. I like to see that you went for the long range snipe on it. Let's see though how they fare as they look to press this open field. There is a little bit of cover as they work their way up. Alexander there has got a decent angle. Couple of them go down. Horst has got another angle as well. That's 4 down within the point, but Alexander does eventually get taken out. Horst is still alive, though. Takes down Rapunzel at the same time, or Rapunzel, sorry. But the key thing is they're holding on to this garrison for now. Sanko's moving forward, though, with the rocket. How's he gonna approach this? Is he just gonna blind fire it over? Maybe. He is. Oh, great rocket. That's a great rocket from Sanko. Blind fires it over, takes down the garrison. They do have outposts in that zone. They are going to be able to rebuild it if they're quick. But that's a nice rocket. Let's just see if they can capitalize on top of this as well. Take a look at the map. I don't know why they didn't actually bombing run that one when they had the opportunity and players forward. But they might be saving that for a bit of a panic bombing run potentially. Just in case they need it on defense. Maybe it's still on cooldown from the last time they used it as well, because they did use it defensively not too long back. Hugo's farm control currently in the hands of the Allies. They've got good key map control here. And the NZN squad here, you know, they can press from this side, that's fine. The problem is, they're never going to get numbers forward. It's not going to happen. They can pressure from this side all they want, but unless they get numbers in and around, coming in from where Palermos is, coming in here from where Huge Zach is, as well, unless they can get numbers coming in from those two sides, or more in fact, you know, obviously more sides to pressure from, the better, and you can really squeeze them out. But unless they get that double pressure, this just isn't going to happen. I think that's been a bit of a problem for the Axis here, is that they've been unable to really capitalize on pressure from multiple sides, and they've been allowing reinforcements to get back in towards the point from at least one angle, as opposed to, you know, really being able to choke them off and stop that from occurring. And that's, you know, that's what the Allies have done well in this game, is that they've managed to choke off enemy attacks pretty effectively, and really cut it off. We can see here, you know, the main sort of attack coming in from 250, and the hated guys there from this side. That's now been choked off here by a bit of a mix of squads, but Batar from HRN being the squad leader there. Artillery's been great, landing marks down where needed as well, and in fact is up to 100. Actually, Ari's on the German team, so Ari's on 120 kills. We'd have to go find who's on the artillery for the Allies. And in fact, let me do that right now. We've got Penty, and he definitely had plenty of overkills. Let me take a quick look. Penty, where are you? You're on 77. So plenty of kills for you, but I mean, Ari is blowing you away in terms of artillery today, I'm afraid. But I suppose Ari's been able to use it aggressively as opposed to for defense for most of this game, which has allowed him to really concentrate their fire onto garrison spawns down at the hamlet. But again, this squad here from 250H NZN Thundy absolutely going to be going down. Crony, I am not going to drink down the mic. I'll record one for you. How about that? I'll send a little recording in of me drinking down the mic for you. But this is a respectable channel, thank you. It's not going to happen. We'll see how these guys do, though, in the final 5 minutes. They've got to get this final cap going within the next minute now. And they know this, but the artillery here from Pensy should be shutting down this BC squad. Ooh, woof. Look at that. Artillery's nailing the outpost. Good lord. Not much is going to be coming out from that outpost, that's for sure. So I just can't see this cap starting in the next 50 seconds. The Allies have collapsed really quite nicely into this point at this stage. And they're just going to keep enough bodies in to ensure that they don't lose it now within the next 30 seconds. And of course, they can still go on and cap the final point if they want to, and they can make that play at that point. You've only got to cap the middle point to win that one, so if you have control at dugout at the end of the 90 minutes, game's done. Just a little contest there. There was a little bit of a scare, maybe. Bombing run comes in. That's got to be an allied bombing run there. I don't know too much about that, if I'm honest. We're seeing precision strike. No! Oh, it was so close to hitting that tank. Wow, okay. That was pretty close. The Panzer 5 got lucky there, that Panther. But that contest is actually coming in just before the 4-minute mark, and we're seeing a huge wave of players in. Don't tell me they're going to do it. I don't think they are. They must have reinforced to burn as yet that they could just put on. They've only got to contest it now for just a small section of time. Surely they're not. I mean, it's possible. They did start capping us before the mark comes in. Bubble, I can't choose who is top killer. It's just from Archon. I don't get to see. You know, I don't get to filter it, unfortunately, as far as I'm aware. I'll have a look to see if Archon lets me filter it. But good lord, these guys suddenly finally came alive at the end here. They finally committed bodies into the point. You know, it's a little bit too little too late. They can still win this. They can. They've got to have someone over at dugout already to start the cap immediately. They've got to have that immediate recall. In fact, to be honest with you, if I'm playing the Allies, I just fucking drop a full squad in at dugout right now. I just don't even contest. I don't even contest the Hamlet. It doesn't matter. You've only got to stop the cap for a second, and you can do that at dugout and not here. I'd just give over Hamlet at this stage. But these guys, I mean, they've absolutely swarmed at this point. Why didn't they do this earlier? I don't know. I don't know what the thinking was. Maybe, did Osuna get the satchel on there? What gun have we got? We've got the STG. The satchel's on, so that 76 is going to go down. Oh, but it's being defended. No way. And that is game then. That is absolutely game, set, match now. The Allies are going to win this one for sure. No doubt about that. The 76 is going to go down, potentially going to get a couple of extra kills at the same time as well. But I can't believe they've got the defend off at the last. These guys, they just have been out-fragged all game, I think. The Allies have done so well in this. 76 goes down, does take a couple of friendlies with it. And now, just for pride's sake, looks like they're going to try and cap it and take it to 3-2. But let's be honest, this has been a pretty good, decisive win here for the Allies team. I don't think, you know, there was ever really any outcome after the opening of this game. The Allies were so decisive at the start there that it really was over. Right at the start, and when they capped Hamlet, there was no doubt about it. They didn't have anyone over at dugout. There wasn't a quick cap. It was just a bit of pride to take this one back to 3-2. Let's take a look at stats, shall we? Let's take a quick look-see over at the stats board. Make sure I've got the right stats board here. So let's switch into it here. We can see Ari there, top killer, 132. Penty, second with 95 on the artillery as well. But the top infantry is Alex GZ there with 94 as a squad leader. Get out of town. Fair play, Alex. Unbelievable play from you. As we scroll down, we've got Alexander from Finns Let Loose with 87. We've seen him make some good plays as well in this game, being a bit of a rat. We've got Rap from Greyhounds with the sniper, out of bounds from Goff, Orion Bowles in there, and 72 on the Garand, playing great. Hated Keller Kind, playing a bit of a mix of roles, but does get a shovel kill. I missed the shovel kill. That's such a shame that we missed that. Calgon in the same recon squad as Rap, and then we've got Palermos there with 69 as squad leader as well. So really good showing from the Finns Let Loose guys. But Alex here, man, MVP. There's no doubt about that. And that's the game at the end there. Let's, as always, commend the commander as I do. Some horrifically high scores here from these guys. Plenty of kills. There's no doubt about that one. But certainly, I mean, picking up so many kills from squad leader, Alex has got to be MVP in this game. Unbelievable from him. 641 from 250H is Alex for the German Jig squad there. Throw a GG in the chat as well, because I enjoyed that game. It was exceptionally exciting. And Crony, I'm so glad that the pulled pork was nice. I'm really happy for you, man. I am really happy. Top squad though goes to great squad from BC 2,400 there. Perhaps a couple of people have dropped out though, so maybe they weren't. But that's a great game. So guys, I really appreciate you all sticking around and watching this one with me. Catch me again on Sunday as I cast 116 versus Goth, and then again on Monday where I cast the brand new Pheasant Hunger Games, which is another midweek mixed EU clan event. So guys, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Hope you all have a good rest of your evening and take care.